One of my favorite things about this newly redesigned Outback is the amount of drill-less accessory options that you have. One of my favorite additions is adding the H-rail upgrade for the H-Track Deluxe in the rear cargo area. That little bit of extra H-rail yields extra mounting options for both H-rail and track mount accessories behind the seat of your Outback. The first step in the installation is just to use a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, back the screws out holding the bungee in. So once I've got that 1/4-20 out, I'm gonna set it aside and I'm gonna reuse that to secure the H-rail pieces. The bungee assembly's all together as one piece, so once you back the screws out, you can just lift up slightly on the H-track and slide the bungee assembly out. Hang on to this bungee in case you ever want to put that back in place. The bungee is a nice feature because it allows you to put a larger cooler facing sideways or perpendicular to the direction of the kayak, so that opens up the cargo area a little bit for you. So you're going to want to find the H-rail support. I like to do one end at a time. That's what's going to lock the H-rail into place and give it nice sturdy support. Lift up just slightly on the H-track to create a little bit of space to slide that in, and it can be loosely installed so far. And find the right piece to go on the other end. You'll want to slide these 2 foot mounts into place to where they sort of click in and engage with the top of the H-track like a puzzle piece. I'm going to take my 1/4-20 screw that was securing the bungee assembly, and I'm going to insert through the top of the H-track and into the brass insert in the boat. If you need to lift up to peak a little bit to make sure you're on line with the threads of the brass insert, go ahead and lift up. There's a little bit of flex to the H-track. Fasten that down almost all the way, but leave it a little bit loose so it'll make installing the other screw a little bit easier for you. Now that I've got both 1/4-20 screws engaged in the threads of the brass insert that hold them to the boat, I'm going to make sure that they're fastened all the way down on both sides. Once you've got your H-rail section fastened to the boat, you're ready to swap out the bungee hooks for the T-hooks that'll insert to the track and secure plano boxes. So I like to pull that out so I have a little bit of working room and just clip a vice grip to the bungee so it can't retract back into the assembly. If it retracts back into the assembly, you'll be required to pull the whole horseshoe piece off and reroute the bungee. Twist and push, and that'll help you get the bungee piece out. And then you'll be required to untie this little knot. A pair of needle nose pliers really helps with that. I brought just a regular lighter along with me so I can melt the end just a little bit and give it some taper so it'll go into that T-hook a little bit easier. Using a similar twisting and pushing motion, push that bungee up through the opening in the T-hook, tie a tight overhand knot, just one single overhand knot, and then go ahead and pull the bungee really tight down into there, and it'll actually smash the knot down and it'll secure it in a smaller space so it won't come untied. The great thing about customization is that you can choose to install rail on just one side of the cargo area. I'm gonna go ahead and install the rail on both sides so that I can get the utility out of each side of my kayak. A couple of my favorite accessories to add to this cargo area in the track and the H-rail. One, a visibility kit 2 from Railblazer. This gives me a nice visibility flag with a 3-mode light on top that's visible from at least 2 nautical miles. The other favorite accessory that I like adding to the H-rail pieces in the cargo area are 2 H-rail rod holders for heavy-duty trolling. You've got a stout and secure rod holder option behind the seat that you can adjust to any angle you'd like. Adding the H-rail upgrade to your H-Track Deluxe assembly gives you 17.5 inches of extra track mounting space and H-rail space in your Outback. I like it for adding rod holders and a visibility flag, but the opportunities are endless. So please share what you've done to customize your Outback, and see you on the water.